Hey, welcome back. We're back in our Whitepaw colony, and last time we got our college in, but we are having a bit of an issue with the water, so let's go take a look at where we're at on that first. And we've got a couple of them in, but I want to make sure that these are all fairly high priority so that we can get them in. But I think we're going to have an issue because, well, we are low on logs. So if we look around, we've got a whole forest here for some reason. And are we not cutting them down here? Oh, we turned that off last time. There we go. There's the first problem solved of the day. We've got a couple of trees left over here. So hopefully they can get in there and do that. We're going to go ahead and turn these back on too and hopefully get our water caught back up. And then once it's caught back up, we'll destroy those and hopefully send most of the water to over here. If we get enough water, we might be able to take out this middle pumping station. In fact, we could just come down here. Let's put in some dynamite here. If we do this and this and this, and then why don't we toss in a couple of stairways here so we can get down to those. We come down and over here and up this way. There we go. That'll get to those. We might even be able to get to this one down here. There we go. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll be okay for a second, I think. And that hopefully temporarily stabilizes our water. We'll have to see how that goes. The other thing that I want to work on today in the college here, science points we're not going to get, but we can start with the clockwork robotic controller so that we can move into our better miners. There are two of the drills that bring us coal and iron ore very quickly, and we're going to set those up. We can't do it without those controllers, but we're going to need a couple of different things. We need some fasteners, pencil sets, and, well, the gears and the other stuff I think we have, but do we have the fasteners? It looks like we do not have the fasteners at the moment, so we're going to have to come over here. And they are making some fasteners, but they're out of coal, so let's go to this. We'll grab coal. There we go. Now, once that starts bringing in coal, they'll get their fasteners. Here, I know I'm going to need some drill bits to build that, so we'll go ahead and build out the drill bits while we wait. Also, you know what? We might as well get some more rope made, because we might just be out of rope as well. We're going to need some of that as well. And then once they're done here, although we're fairly low on beavers, we should be able to start building this. While we're working on that, though, there is something that I noticed that we've forgotten. Over here, there is a super fertilizing irrigation tower bath fancy blueprint. That's a mouthful for you. But we're going to get this. Not that we need a ton of irrigation, but this also increases the growth rate by 15%. So hopefully, that's overflowing a little bit. That's interesting. I haven't seen it do that before. That's all right. It will be fine. It'll dry up here in a second, I'm sure. But it'll increase the growth rate of this area, and we can put one down here for more land to grow, plus grow our sunflowers faster, which is definitely going to be important for us. But we have to get those plans first. So let's see. They're going to need fasteners too, and pencil sets. So, you know what? We don't need those copied anymore. Let's set up for copying the... Here we go. The irrigation bath. Let's set up here for... Do we need any of that? No, but we could use probably some of the alcohol so that we can work on other things. Nitro, we're still working on. In fact, do we have nitro? You should be making... Oh, there's the alchemist. He's making nitro, but he's low on logs. Okay, well, we should be solving that soon. The tar is okay. The brain boosting salts is okay. We could probably clear this area out and get another one of these, but we should be okay here. Let's turn this one back on, and we'll have him start to make some pencils in the meantime, just to get him started. I am noticing there's quite a bit of beavers headed down the mountain on their own instead of taking the zip line, so I want to see if we can maybe fix that. Let's go ahead, take that out, and we'll put in one zip line here. Here we go. And will you connect to here? Yep. And then you can connect to... That's strange. It just worked. Oh, I guess that is one forward from there. You know what? We'll just do this. We'll put another one right in the middle, because why not? If we need to connect in more later, we can just replace it with a balloon and go the other way. So that should... Let's make that a little more important. We'll make this one a little more important so that they can get back up here quicker. But at the end of the day, I really just want all of these mines taken care of. Over here, I think this is where I want to be some of the metal developing area. We've got a couple of reasons. One, we've got this river that's flowing quite often, and we could definitely take advantage of the power that's coming from it and get some power structure here, but we can also connect back over here. So I think if we put in some of those drills here, that would help us out quite a bit. But to do that, we're going to have to come over and around here, and we'll probably have to come over from here. And maybe if we can draw them all in there. There we go. And once those are in, we can... Oh, there it goes. It finally decided it wanted to draw. Those can go in, and this can come out. Connect all that in. We'll have to figure out a way to get some more of this out of there. But I want to leave a couple of spaces just in case the river ever decides to overfill. But let's go ahead. We'll put in a whole bunch of dynamite here. I think about that far back should be okay. Let's put you in there. And then we can go 3s here. All the way over to here. We'll go 2s. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, I need 4s up here. There we go. And then 2. And the rest can be 1s. There we go. And then all we got to do is take a path out over here to put those 1s in. And then they can start filling up this whole area. And once it's there, we'll blast it all down and get ready to put in the drills. Hopefully by that time, we'll have at least one controller. They're just now starting to get that dynamite in, but we can come over here and see if we can at least start on maybe some other things. For example, a lot of this is going to have to be exploded down so that we can get those extra wheels in there. Let's go ahead and we'll start with just putting some dynamite along the edge here. There we go. We'll do that, and then we'll actually come back by and put it here if we can as well. And what we'll do there is, let's take all that out. We'll take all this and all this. Those will probably have to go eventually. In fact, you know what? Let's just remove those. We've got the large tank there if we need it. And we'll take those out. Of course, they toss them the other way, but that's okay. And to get over here, let's just put in maybe this. We could do some bridges. I'm going to need another one of these, and then another bridge. It looks weird, but it should be functional. There we go. We just come up and around the edge so we have enough path to get to all of this. There we go. There you go. One functional path for explosives in volatile water. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? The scavenger's junkyard every once in a while just says there's nothing to do in range, even though I know for a fact there is. There should be Yeah, they should be able to come up into here. Oh, that's why. Because this hasn't been reconnected yet. So as soon as they get this, we'll check back and see if it says it's in range or out of range. The water is starting to recover, but still not quite enough. Maybe when we put some more in here, it'll help catch up. We'll go 3 more and a couple more of these. And then we'll come over and turn off these. In fact, let's just remove them so we can send our beavers somewhere else. And we can use those resources. There we go. Let's take out the underside of these two. There we go. Now they should have plenty of logs, should they need it. Can I come up between those? No, you know, it looks like you can, but you actually can't. That's all right. We'll turn this one maybe sidewards, and then they should be able to reach up there. There we go. Now they can get to all that stuff. Got even more of the dynamite up here, but I'm going to wait until they get all of it in. In the meantime, though, what I'm going to do is we're going to come across here, a couple of those, and toss in the power line that's going to connect all of this over here, and hopefully, eventually connect it to a network over here. Now, I'm going to have to come down here, though, so let's do that. We'll grab these. That can go there. Got to figure out our power shafts. Let's go with the downward one. That's the upward. There's the downward. No, actually, I do need the upward. Upward one goes there. And then we'll do the downward one. Downward connects into there. Then we just need probably a couple of these. In fact, we'll take off this whole thing. And we'll take off those there. And hopefully that lets us connect everything in. I was looking around for something I forgot to have done, and right here, I think at one time I was going to put in some dams here to hopefully hold back the water that comes through here so that this whole area stays irrigated for a little bit longer. It's still going to take us a while. Look how many beavers we're down. We're down 80 beavers. Plus 13 don't have homes. So I'm going to take these out. And we're just going to come over here. And we're going to put in a barn. That ought to at least take care of a couple of them. There we go. Are these all logs? Yep. And then hopefully we'll be able to pull in some of these logs here. Well, connecting back in the lines didn't help. So I ended up having to pause and unpause this. Finally, I think it now recognizes that these are all back within range, but there's only 2 people picking up scrap, so hopefully we don't need a lot of scrap at the moment. That's what we wanted to see. There's a whole bunch of explosion going on here. We're going to redirect the beavers around, and we're going to start blowing it all up. Hopefully nobody wanders into that area. Let's just blow up as much as we can here. Get rid of all of this, and all of this. Oh, we got these. There we go. That's super satisfying. So now we can just... You know what? We don't need these really until it comes down over here. To do that, we could replace these out with some small warehouses, but we're going to hold off on that for just a minute until we know maybe if we're going to need that much storage. There we go. And actually, this one needs replaced with the downward one. Let's go with that. Let's go with the upward and the downward. And now we'll look in the metal. Do we have enough for this? 750? Yeah, we actually do. And this goes into the wall here. And that connects into the power there. There we go. So now we just got to wait for that clockwork robotic controller. I think we were making some screw press axles for it when we could. Did they get it started yet? Let's find out. I don't see that they've got it started, so hopefully soon. Let's prioritize that so they get their screw press axle here. And then once that's going, they'll come over and start working on our coal drill, which means this mine up here can probably switch permanently to something else. In fact, for now, we'll go ahead and put it to quartz. Oh, they've even got some dynamite here taken care of for us. So, you know what? Let's take these out while we're waiting. There we go. And while that's going, we'll get all these here. Don't know if we'll be able to get to those, but that'll be all right. We can probably come in and start putting in, well, one, we can put in another dynamite there. Can we get in some large wheels here? In fact, I don't even know if I need them off the edge like that. Let's just do power, large water wheel. That should hang down right in there. There we go. We'll put that one there. And then we need a way to get out to the middle here, which that's going to be fun. We're going to have to take those out, and then we can switch this around. We'll move it out one here. Once those are all out of there, now the question is, how do we get out there? So I guess we can just do this for now. And hopefully that'll build everything for us. Oops, that's got to go in there. There we go. And over here, we'll do one here like so. That'll get us both of those. And look at that. Well-being. All right. Not too bad. Bunch of injuries. No wine yet. Sorry, guys. Grapes, bananas. Mushroom stew we're going to have to figure out because we've got that. We've got newsboard and too easy, so we can probably toss those in somewhere. Comic books we can work on. We have no shrubs yet. What's a shrub take? Hedge. Doesn't say that we actually have shrubs. Are shrubs and hedges the same thing? No, they're not. Okay, well, we'll have to find that eventually if it's still in here. With this pumping station set up, I think we can finally come down and remove our original pumping station. It's done fairly well for us so far, but we need this area for power. So we're going to take all of this out. At least I hope we're going to take all this out. There we go. Highlight it all. Highlight all of that. And we should be able to get there. Can I get there this way? If I come off of here, maybe? No. There we go. That'll let us pick all these up. Now we just need to... I'm going to take these out. I've got plenty of baths, and I can always put in more room for baths. So let's just grab some of these and put in more wheels, because we need the power. Let's see. Actually, that whole bridge is going to have to go, isn't it? If I take out one of these, they're still connected. Yeah, they are still connected there. But let's take out this bridge now that we know it can go. All that can go. And now can I put in one of these underneath that line, or will it say no? Oop, I gotta move it over one. Nope, it doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna actually have to move the line. Let's move you out about there, and hopefully it'll still connect in. Let's make that higher priority so that we can get all of that done. We'll build another one and then reroute it around, hopefully, these large ones. Let's go ahead and make... We've got this in. We just need this here. And I won't remove that quite yet. I can wait for that. But we can put in a couple of things to get it connected in. This we'll need. Got 1, 2, And then we'll have another one. 1, 2. And then can I put one maybe over here? Let's find out. Am I going? Is that too close to these? No, that should be fine. I just have to move the line around here. So that'll go that way. That'll go that way. That should be perfectly fine. We just need to get everything cleaned up. Oh, this needs to move over. There we go. We'll reroute it around and see if we can get the more large water wheels in here. And eventually we'll just move through and replace all these with large water wheels, I hope. While I'm waiting on this to go in, there is a second part of this that you pretty much have to have, which is, I believe that's under, is it under basic village structures? Nope, maybe it's under well-being. Yep, it's under well-being, the trebuchet. And you have to have this because otherwise you gather a bunch of giant rocks that you can't really get rid of. So we're going to put 2 of them down for now. And then let's put some storage in here. We'll put, can we do a large industrial pile? Yeah, let's just do a large pile. We'll set that to rocks over here. Rocks. There we go. Coming in, prioritize. And we'll just do this for that. And we'll put in a couple of places to store rocks here. There we go. With the smaller piles. Storage, piles, tiny long pile, medium pile, small pile. Yep. Oh, I probably could have just put those under there and not had to worry about it. Yep. There we go. And these, we'll connect that all in. And after cleaning up our excess paths here, now we just got to wait for everything to finish. They've got all the clockwork robotic controllers that we can do for now. So we're going to go ahead and start on our bachelor in agronomy. That'll at least let us get some of the better farming stuff, but definitely won't be for today. They've got this moved over, so let's see if it'll still connect in here. Let's come back. We'll add one to you, and then will you go up here? Yeah, you sure will. Let's take that out. And did that move that far enough over that I can... Yep, there we go. Now we can get even more power from this area. What am I missing here? Oh, we can take those paths out of there. Let's do that, and we'll swing you around. There we go. And that'll give us even more power, because we're going to need it, because this just got put in. Building needs power to operate. I thought... Oh, it's just missing a couple of the ones here, and they've already got the log in them, so... Somebody just needs to come and finish it, which might be here in just a minute. We'll check back. Hey, there we go. It's running. And now we just got to feed it drill bits to keep it going. It's got coal coming out. It'll have some dirt too, which I didn't even think about that. We're going to have to find a place to store some dirt. Let's, you know what? We've got some space right by it. We'll go ahead and... We'll just do a large pile, a couple of large piles maybe of dirt. And then we can shuffle that wherever we need to get it. But at least that gives us what we need to get all of our other stuff. We'll get started on those. That coal should be coming in pretty quickly. We can probably switch this one off of coal. And do we need anything in particular? NAC. LFE. Looks like we need a little bit of this, and then we can switch it back to quartz for a while, but hopefully this doesn't get jammed up and we need to take care of it. It might if we don't get these trebuchets in, but I think that's going to do it for this time. Oh, look, they even got the water wheel down here done. So we got quite a bit done today. We've got our first drill in. We're expanding our power source out on each side. We finished our new sort of temporary, sort of not temporary area for water. And we've got our clockwork. There's the college. We've got our clockwork stuff going. And looks like we've already got a bachelor's in agronomy going. So next time, we'll see if we can use that along with the irrigation tower that we started. And we'll go from there. But like always, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you next time. Bye.